Hey, what's up, card fighters? Archangel 7 back, and I have another deck profile um, on my favorite clan. Hey, who would have guessed, right? But no, I spend a lot of time just messing with a lot of different Royal Paladin builds. It's my main clan, so it's something I'm trying to just have complete mastery over. All the uh, all the Royal Paladin units, different builds you can do, what's good, what's not, things like that. So I spend a lot of time, um, building Royal Paladin decks and just mess on them just to kind of see, what I like. But the deck is it's a Thing Saver Dragon deck. I call it Supercharged Thing Saver Dragon deck because the goal of it is to supercharge your soul and be able to stand with Thing Saver every single turn. So the deck kind of sacrifices rear guard pressure, so you won't see your your twin swords or fragments and things like that. You know, there's not much rear guard pressure with the deck. The deck is more or less just Thing Saver constantly restanding. So without further ado, we'll get started. I'm going to start with the G units first, just because everyone's kind of know them by now, but 4 Saint Blow Dragons, 3 Good Blades, and 1 Blizza. So I'll go over Blizza because he's kind of new, but you counterblast 1, you choose a face down card in your G zone, turn it face up. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, you can pay the cost. If you do, this unit gets 5,000 for each G unit that's face up until the end of battle. And yeah, so that's him. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. I do not stride in this deck. I have this just as like extreme backup, but I never use it at all. And the deck, it's actually not bad. It does win sometimes, most of the time actually. But then again, I haven't played it a lot either. So, but let's go ahead and start with our starter, who's Advanced Party Seeker File. So when your Vanguard Legions, shove him in the soul, search for Blaster Blade Seeker. Very simple. And then for Barkle, he's going to be how you supercharge your soul. You can, when he's on a rear circle, it's an activated ability. You can rest him. You can search for Flogo or for Lu and call them to the field. So Barkle is he's banned as a starter, so he cannot be a starter. That's why I have 4 of him. I need to get him so I can make that happen. Because once you shove him, Lu, and Flogo into the soul, you'll have, and you superior ride Blaster Blade, you'll have, by the time you ride Thing Saver Dragon, you'll have 5 in the soul, which is automatically a double restand right there. So it's important to make sure I have him. That's how I run 4. It seems like it wouldn't be as consistent as it is, but the combination, the mix-ups you can have is pretty good. So you can have like a Flogo Barkle, you can have a Lu Barkle, or you can have Barkle. And each one of those scenarios, you're able to do the supercharge, is what I call it. So 4 of him, he's like our main guy there. And he's a 10k, so that's kind of cool too. Just, extra shield, why not? Then I run 3 of the unflipped perfect guards, which I do need in this deck, and then 1 secret perfect guard, which I could run all 4 of those, which I should. I'm probably gonna do that just because I really need to unflip to keep the pressure of the deck going. And then 4 Lake Maiden Leon. She's amazing in this deck. If you happen to draw and say you have a Barkle and you're missing your other the other unit you need, her as a first ride, yeah, you can just go ahead and rest her, drop a card, draw a card, and just kind of help yourself get the other units you need in order to supercharge. And it also sets up for your Legion as well. So there's been some games I have two of her. I'll ride one Vanguard, use her skill to draw, then I'll call the other and use her skill to draw, and I'd end up getting the other unit I needed for my supercharge. So yeah, she's amazing. Next, I run 4 Gringle Seekers, and he's good. I mean, Thingsaver's the main guy in the deck, so having him, boosting him all the time is good, because I mean it's 28, so pretty good number. Guarding 31's not safe. It just takes one trigger and it'll hit. But also, if I happen to draw into, like, say, my last Thingsaver during a drive check and this hits, I can put that back in the deck, draw a card, unflip a damage, and then continue with Thingsaver's skill to call the other one from the deck and ride it. So, I mean, Gringo's just really good in this deck. He kind of has to be in there. He's going to help you manage your counterblast. He's going to kind of help you manage what's in your deck and, what's not. So, 4 of him. I run 1 Knight of Reform. I would like to run more, but it's just really no deck space for it. I could drop a grade 2 simply because I'm generally going to rely on the superior ride from Blaster Blade, so I could drop a grade 2, add another one. But he's good because one of Thingsaver's weaknesses is he traps himself in the soul. So if you have a Thingsaver on field, on Vanguard, you do the ride, you do the restand, you do another restand, you have only one more Thingsaver. So even if you drew into that Thingsaver and rolled it, you still will have about at least 1 to 2 Thingsavers in the deck. So using him, having him available, if you, let's say you have 2 Thingsavers, you have 1 on the Vanguard, 1 in the Soul, and you ride another one, you can blast the 2 out. You can draw a card and then Legion the 2 that you just blasted out, back into the deck. So yeah, he's good. I mean, you could run 2, but right now I just have the 1, so I might drop a grade 2 possibly. I'm not sure, but next is, let me move these actually. We'll move them up here. So next is 4 Blaster Blade Seekers. And his skill is actually could be beneficial in this deck. I don't use it at all. I just kind of use it to with his skill, just to get a rear guard out there, just for, a little more pressure. If you have the counterblast to use this skill, that's also good to do too. So going against some decks that has those troublesome rear guards. But next is 4 Certix. This is our 12k beater for Seeker. So 4 of him. He's kind of just our only real attack card that we have in the deck. I was running Knight of Fragment, but he was pointless because I don't stride. So it was just a 9k for no reason. So I switched him in. He works a lot better. And then 2 Blaster Blades. Obviously we're doing the Bart goal, thing going on. We're supercharging, so gotta have Blaster Blade in order to superior ride him from the deck. So that's another awesome thing too, is you do not have to have a grade 2 in your hand, in your opening hand, because you're gonna superior ride a grade 2 from the deck. So it gives you more opportunities to collect Bart goals and Flogo or Lou. So then the last card is just a Starlight Violinist. I have that teched in just because the game can drag on to late game, the match can, because the deck's not, it's not using rear guard, so it's no real pressure, so the game can drag on. When your Thingsaver resources are kind of used up, a lot of times you're only going to have 1 more in the soul, one more unit in the soul, And when that's the case, you know, you can't restand anymore. Just calling him out to search for like a Certic, it helps out a lot. You know, kind of creates a board there. Brings in some units that you can dish out triggers to if you happen to land them. So that is the grade 2 lineup. So as you probably can see, the grade 1 and 2 lineup isn't really affected too much by having 4 Barcos. I mean, you have 4, 8, 12, and then 13, so too short on the grade 1s. But the grade 2 lineup is, you know, your typical grade 2 with 4, 8, 11. So the only thing that actually suffered in the deck is the grade 3 lineup, which I run 4 Thing Savers and 1 Wingo. Yeah, so I'm assuming everyone knows what Thing Saver does by now. I will not go into his skill. He's a restanding Vanguard. He's superior rides from the deck. Yeah, so Wingo, I have him because he's a Legion, so it works good with this. So if I have something like this, he's just another way I can try to ride, Soul Blast the 2 out, and, you know, shuffle Thing Saver back into the deck. So that's why I ran him versus, you know, anyone else, just because he's a Legion. He's not bad at all. If I Legion with him, I can call a Seeker, a grade 2 or greater Seeker, so I can call Certic, I can call Blaster Blade, you know, so there's a couple of options that I have with him. So now on to the triggers. We'll move these guys up here. Now I have to get more loose. I'm probably gonna get them yeah, soon, very soon. I have, like I mentioned in one video, I have like a lot of store credit at my locals because I always top and stuff, so I'm gonna use him to get him. I'm gonna use my store credit to get him. But I have 2 right now. I will have 4, but other than that, there are 8 crits in all. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, 8 of them. 2 more would be lose. So, and then 4 would be, you know, just kind of like 4 different ones. And then I have 3 Margot. Margot's good. Help with the soul still. Yeah, so just having 3 of them is fine. You don't really need 4. And it helps to give like Starlight Violinist or my blasters 3k so that they're now, you know, threatening to the Vanguard. Then I just want to run 1 Flogo is all. I could run more to increase the odds of the supercharge going off, but I think it's good enough with, you know, having 4 Barco, 4 lose, you know. The only thing that would suck is if the first damage I decide to take is Flogo, then the whole deck falls apart. So I do have to keep that in mind. I might try to tack in 1 more just to see how it works, but right now 1's been working perfectly. And then the last thing is obviously 4 Hills, which is my favorite. Idrisil, Maiden, Elaine, so for her. So that is the deck profile, guys. Like I said, it's a really fun deck. It's fun as ever, and it's not bad at all. It might seem like it's like a little sketchy, but pulling the supercharge off is quite consistent. It doesn't always work, but it's quite consistent. Getting that, and like I said, I mean the pressure is really just going to come from Thing Saver. Having him restand every turn it's not easy to deal with. You know, he's 22 by himself, and generally if you have a Gringo behind him, one attack is 28, the other attack is 22. So I mean that's a lot for, you know, every attack to take that twice, you know. So yeah, he's pretty good. Then really quick, like I say, you can with Bartgo, like I say, this is the combination you can have. You can have one of, like when you open in hand, you can have that combination, this combination, or this combination. And the only other thing you need is a grade 1 too. So yeah, hopefully you have a grade 1. Hopefully you have, you know, anything from, you know, those units there. But like I said, I mean, it's a good deck. If you have these units at home, give this a try. You'll have a lot of fun with it. Just remember the combination you could use with these, because if you have 2 Bargos in hand, don't shuffle a Bargo back to try to get a Lu or a Flogo. Keep both the Bargos in hand, and that'll work too. So that's the deck profile, guys. Tell me what you think of it. Like I said, it's really fun. So as always, thanks for watching. Stay leveling up your game.